Happy Monday, beautiful souls. Happy new moon in Leo. Happy solar eclipse. Oh God, you guys, this is a big day for all of us. So I really want us to be happy and celebrate what's going on today for us all around the world. This is Shamama Hunting Owl with a new message for this energy and everything that is happening for the twins this week. I want to thank all of you for subscribing, liking, sharing both my videos here on YouTube and the daily card readings on Facebook and Instagram. Also to all of you who have reached out for readings and sessions with me. Thank you so very much. And also thank all of you for the beautiful, warm, wonderful wishes for my vacation and my trip that I was on. It was an amazing spiritual journey that I took. Lots of healing being done, not just for myself personally, but doing a lot of energy work for the Mother Gaia and the collective as a whole. So this past weekend was tremendous for me, and I thank all of you for your wishes and for honoring and for really truly honoring that I needed rest this weekend, and I really needed to do some stuff for me and for the collective as a whole, and you guys respected that boundary so beautifully, and I appreciate that so much, you guys. Okay, so I want to get started with the message because we've got a lot to talk about. And we're going to start with the energy report, the astrology report that Joan writes. She's with her website is thesacredpath.co. She's been writing some reports for the new moons and the full moons for me, and we're going to start with that first, and then I'm going to get into my messages, and then we're going to get into the cards. So okay guys, ready, get set, let's go. All right, so as we know, this is a total solar eclipse. Is in the new moon in Leo. It's at 28 degrees. This is the second new moon in the sign of Leo. We had the first one on July 23rd and it was at 0 degrees. So during this past month, we have been working our way through the Leo energy, finding our courage, our strength, our determination to follow our hearts. However, this process was first initiated on June 23rd by the new moon in Cancer. Because quite frankly, we can't follow our hearts and align with our truth until we actually know what our truth is. And the truth is only revealed once we have the courage to face our deepest emotional wounds, which is what we've all been working through as the feminine and the masculine. The awakening process shines a light on all distortions and collective programming that have kept us trapped in the matrix. It requires that we heal our inner child while participating with our own shadow work. We are reclaiming aspects of ourselves previously trapped and unconscious. Collectively, we have been in a very powerful process of releasing karmic patterns and stepping into our true, authentic selves. During our awakening process, we have had the opportunity to heal many lifetimes of karmic cycles. It's kind of like a domino effect that ripples through these timelines. As we heal our hearts, we collapse karmic timelines and we break free from the unconscious cycles of disconnection, pain, and separation. Separation within ourselves and separation from our divine counterparts. The patriarchal control structures and the karmic relationships are continuously collapsing. They are all collapsing simultaneously now. And again, when we say they're collapsing, we've been saying they're collapsing, but this is not just like an overnight process. This isn't like just like boom and it's done. This is a process. This is a journey. Like our twin flame journey, it's something that takes time. It just doesn't all happen at once. So remember, we are continuing in this process, simultaneously collapsing the patriarchal structures and the karmic relationships. Let's see. Both are directly involved in humanity's dark age of amnesia, collective manipulation, and reincarnation. Collectively, the inner child and the heart of humanity have been trapped in cycles of pain and abandonment. We are replaying a script in a time loop based on these unconscious wounds. But as we reach a greater level of healing, we begin to experience a higher vibrational reality, one that is free from false beliefs, free from karmic wounds and the collective programming. We co-create a powerful place of conscious awareness. Healing our inner child is key, and Leo is ruled by the sun, which is representing our inner child, our creative potential, and our direct connection with God's source. There is much speculation about the solar eclipse right now. Basically, it is really a reflection of us and where we are in our individual and our collective process. The eclipse is running through the middle of the United States. It's revealing more of the shadows and the veils of illusion. Let's see. As more light floods upon the planet, more darkness is revealed. For those of us who have participated in our spiritual awakening, our emotional healing, and our shadow work, we are at a very transformational point as we heal and release the past, and we find our way back to ourselves. This is an internal process that is then reflected in our external world. We are at a very powerful point in our awakening process. During the eclipse, the moon will temporarily eclipse the sun. The sun represents our collective inner child, our hearts, and our direct connection to source. The moon is part of the illusionary and the false light construct in our 3D reality. The eclipse will reveal our shadow side on an individual, collective, and planetary level. This is all necessary and ultimately positive. We know that the 3D reality is an illusion, and it's very important right now for us to stay in our hearts and be centered in our truth. No matter what is happening around us, we are reminded that we are of pure unconditional love, and that is the strongest force in the universe. Okay, so that's the report from Joan about what's going on with the energy. I can take these off now. Okay, guys, so let me tell you about what's going on as far as the messages I am getting. And let me just tell you, I received a lot of messages while I was away. Those of you who know, I was in the beautiful island of St. Croix. And wow, I mean, just truly, truly open to that God energy and connecting with Gaia and grounding things and opening my heart and really seeing things very clearly for the collective as well as for myself. So I first want to start with talking about what went on for me. And I know some other people did experience this over the past weekend. And if you haven't experienced it, this is what's coming for you guys. There were signs and synchronicities of my twin everywhere, every time I turned around. It was like my twin was there beside me on this trip. Not letting me forget that he is always present, ever present in my life, even if he's not physically there with me. He is spiritually there. He is connected in my heart and my soul. There were places that I went that I actually felt him so strongly, and it was beautiful. And in the midst of all of this great, amazing processing and healing and feeling super connected to my twin, lo and behold, the 3D matrix tried to grab a hold of me. And quite frankly, it threw me some major, major fucking triggers. And what was amazing about the triggers were, of course, social media. Social media, guys, it could be the death of us in this journey. But I recognized the triggers immediately. And I knew it was a trigger. And I reached out to someone that I trust very dearly, very greatly, a very beautiful friend of mine. And I said, hey babe, I am triggered right now. I know it's a trigger. I am recognizing the trigger. I know it's bullshit, but I need to process through this with you. And God bless her. She was there for me. And I thank you, sweetheart, because you know who you are and I love you so much. And what was beautiful was I didn't stay caught in that trigger, because immediately I felt when I was triggered, the heart went, and it shut down and it closed up, and I went, oh, no, 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 this isn't supposed to happen. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because right now, these shadows are coming out. The Matrix is fighting back to try to keep us trapped truly trapped in these triggers and to believe these illusions. And it's a matter of, once we see these triggers come up for us, we remember they are just illusions, and that we, you know, we're still human, so we're still gonna have that, oh shit, this hurts. But then it's okay, take a deep breath, ground myself, remember what this is, and process through it. And this is what I'm telling all of you that you really need to do, because you are going to be triggered. There's 3D shit is going to be showing you all kinds of crazy stuff right now. And it is truly an attempt to keep our hearts from expanding and opening through this beautiful energy portal that we are in with this moon and this eclipse. The purpose of all of this is true heart expansion. This is where we are at. We are opening, we are clearing, we are ready to be just open to this true unconditional love at all the time. All the time is where we need to be in that energy. And these illusions are attempts to stop us, to prevent us from opening our heart fully to our twin, to the love, to our love of ourselves. And you know, part of it also is to still see, is this triggering me to the point where I am losing my shit and angry and upset and spinning in this cycle of despair? Or am I seeing it for what it is and knowing I'm still human, I'm gonna feel the ouch, but I know how to get through it. I contact a friend, I do this, I do that, I meditate, whatever, to reground myself, to recalibrate myself, so I can keep that heart open and allow the growth to continue to happen for myself and for the collective. So this is something that you're going to see. If you haven't seen it this past weekend before this eclipse and moon, you're gonna start seeing it this week. You know, we all are at different stages in this journey, but these energies are all affecting us the same way. So understand that as these triggers come up, the goal is accept it, see it, recognize it for what it is, breathe it through, process it, and keep your heart open. Don't allow your heart to start closing down and building those walls back up. You know, we're past that. And if you're still doing that and you're still feeding into those emotions and shutting down, that shows the healing work that still needs to be done. There's still core work that needs to be done. So I want everybody to please recognize that in yourselves. Really take this time to look within and see what's happening with you. Okay, let's see. I've got some other notes here. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the moon and the eclipse today. So we know the moon energy is the feminine energy, okay? Mother Moon, okay? She is the goddess. This is why, you know, the women back in the day, the witches, the Wicca, used to dance under the full moon, you know, and have their rituals. This is the true connection to the mother, the feminine energy. And she is eclipsing the sun, which is the masculine energy. The sun is the male energy. And as the feminine energy eclipses the sun, it allows the feminine energy to expand, to grow. It's like they showed me, there's like going to be this flooding of the earth today, of this pure, divine, nurturing, loving, feminine energy that will overcast, that will shine, that will shut down the sun, which is that patriarchal male energy. So what it's doing in that process is allowing the masculine, that patriarchal shit to break, and that feminine energy to almost infuse. They should be like an injection. Just this huge forceful injection of the earth and everyone on it just feeling this feminine energy just bubble up and explode, which is why the heart expansion is happening, why this heart opening is happening, because this is the feminine. This is the love. This is the beauty of what the feminine creates, and that allowing us to express it. So what is happening and transforming right now is that, This is allowing the masculine, our masculines, to get into their hearts deeply, feel their hearts, feel the love, feel it. They feel all of it in such a deep way, and that's what this energy is bringing about. It's allowing the masculine to be flooded with that divine feminine love and passion and creation, and that's what's moving them. That's what's moving them. Now, what it's doing for the divine feminine, of course, is continuing to reveal shadow sides that need to be healed, as well as allowing us to also expand our heart and be open to our twin. So it's a beautiful, beautiful energy and symmetry that's going on right now. And as we know, the divine feminine and the divine masculine is not just our twin as the physical counterpart, as another body, but it is within us. It is our feminine side, our left side, and our masculine, our right side, fully coming together into this beautiful balance and integration. And we've been like jumping ahead and then stepping back and jumping ahead and stepping back. But there is this balancing. There is this momentum. There's like a deep infusion of love that is just exploding through us now. So cry if you have to cry. Purge if you have to purge. I mean, I reached out. I was overwhelmed this morning with emotion for my twin. Like, all of this love was just pouring out of my heart. Even after being triggered on Saturday night, I was like, wow, I did, and I reached out to my twin, and no expectation, no condition. I didn't even give a shit if he responded, but I knew I had all of this love in me that I just needed to let out, and all I did was a simple message to him, you know, expressing that I love you and I miss you, and I just wanted you to know that you're on my mind and you're in my heart, and that was it. I just had to tell you, and nothing else, and that was where I left it. And it was beautiful, and it was amazing, and immediately afterwards I felt my heart just like, wow, it exploded. It was so full of happiness and joy and just this peaceful calm. And he did respond, for those of you who want to know or don't care to know, whatever. And it was amazing. And the simple fact of the matter is I don't care. I didn't care if he responded. Like, I didn't even look at my phone. I knew it went off, and I knew it was him because I felt it. And I just sat with my phone there, and I didn't even look at it because I didn't want to know what he said. It didn't matter. Because I was just in this place of love, and I wanted to share that love. And I did. And that's where we're at. So those of you who are feeling this push, this great, tremendous push to reach out, as long as it's coming from a place of you just wanting to give some love, to give some light to someone you truly care about, and you can release the attachments and the conditions of it, and just be like, hey, whatever it is. I just want this person to know I love them. And I don't care what they say back. He could have told me to go fuck off, and I would have been, that's okay. You know, it would have been fine, because all I needed to do was let out the love I have for a person. And that's what I encourage. If that resonates with you, then fucking do it. Don't hold back. Allow your heart to be open to your twin at all costs, no matter what. No matter what. No conditions and no expectations. So there's one other cool little thing that I just wanted to share. So as I was getting ready to leave to come back home from my trip yesterday, which I actually didn't get home until today, which is why this video is getting out a little late. I got stuck in Puerto Rico for the night, and but before I left, I had to go into the gift shop. I had no intentions of buying anything in this gift shop, but something called me in at the hotel where I was staying in St. Croix. And I wandered around this gift shop, and I'm like, I don't know what's here for me, but there's something. And I kept wandering, and just as I was getting ready to leave the gift shop, something caught my eye, literally the corner of my eye. And I stayed in a teeny tiny little hotel, you guys. This was a gift shop that was like, I mean, teeny tiny little itty bitty store. I mean, like the size of like my bathroom. I mean, it was itty bitty, okay? And they had jewelry and hats and books and t-shirts and whatever, and books. And that was the thing. And as I was walking out the door of the gift shop to leave, and I'm like, I guess there wasn't really anything here for me, something caught my eye. And I have not yet read this, but this was the book that I saw. And it's I Surrender. Okay? And I have not read it yet, so I cannot tell you if it's any good or not. But all I can tell you is that this is a beautiful, I mean, I read the back, and this is a romance story, but this is a story truly about like a twin flame relationship. You know, it talks about this couple who meet, and the guy's already engaged and ready to marry someone else, and he meets this woman, and he is just drawn to this woman, and he doesn't understand why, and he can't forget about her, and he can't get her out of his head. And how they move forward with their love and their relationship. And a big part of my lesson from this trip that I took was about surrendering. Completely surrendering to things that I just don't have control of. And not so much in my twin relationship, but in my life as a whole. I flew on this trip with a friend, and she is a stewardess or a flight attendant. I don't know if they're still called stewardess, but flight attendant. And we flew standby all of our flights. Now, I am very much Capricorn. I am very planned, detailed oriented. I don't like not feeling like I have control over what's happening. And I allowed her to plan this entire trip for us. And I didn't know until like 2 days before what day we were leaving. And I didn't know what time we were leaving. And I was freaking the fuck out over not having details, organized plans of what was happening and when it was happening and blah, 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 blah. Then we got to the airport to leave for my trip. First of all, my trip got screwed up because she told me we were leaving Thursday. And we actually left Friday. So that was incredibly crazy. And something actually divine ended up happening on Thursday for my twin relationship. That was why I wasn't supposed to leave on Thursday, and this trip was actually on Friday. So that was the first thing that got screwed up about my trip. Was on Wednesday night when I thought I was leaving Thursday morning, I messaged her and I'm like, hey, what do I have to do about this for tomorrow? And she said, where are you going tomorrow, babe? You're not going anywhere. We don't leave till Friday. And I was like, holy crap, okay. So now I was already anxious and like, fuck, I didn't have these plans and now I screwed things up and blah, blah, blah. So Friday morning comes, so Thursday comes and I have this divine happening that happened with my twin. And I was supposed to be here for that. I was not supposed to be on that plane Thursday morning. Friday morning comes around, you guys, and I get to the airport and we leave super, super early and we get to our gate and I'm nervous, you know, I'm flying's a little skittish and, you know, I love it, but I get a little anxious. And she tells me we're on standby for our flight and that the flight is booked and that it doesn't look like we're getting on this plane. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I started to lose my shit in total anxiety because here I was, I left these travel plans up to this other person, and now like we're not even gonna make our connection possibly, and how the hell are we gonna get there now? And I was freaking. And I even told my friend, I'm like, I am so sorry, but I'm ready to just call this quits already. Like, forget about the fucking plane. Let's just go get a hotel room down in Fort Lauderdale and spend the weekend at a spa and just relax. And she basically held space for me. I went, baby, you gotta let go. You gotta surrender. Gotta surrender. And I laughed at her and I'm like, fuck surrender. I want to get to St. Croix. I want to get there now. We have these plans. We're only going to be there for 2 days. And how are we going to do this? And what if we don't get on the next flight? And I was just spinning. And she said, I gotcha. Don't worry. It's okay. And then I talked to another friend while she was trying to work out the plane tickets. And I kind of was calming down and starting to ground my energy. And I said, you know what? I'm the first one that says God puts you where you need to be. So I said, you know what? You're right. There's a reason we are not meant to get on that plane. There is some reason that we are not meant to be on that flight. I don't know what it is, but you're right. I'm going to let it go. And sure enough, there was a reason we weren't meant to be on that flight. There was something with the connection and something that had happened, and we were not meant to be on that plane. And 2 hours later, we were able to get on another flight. No problems, boom. Got to where we needed to be, made our connection with no problem, and still got to St. Croix when we were supposed to. And I was like, holy crap, okay, I get this now. I say everything happens for a reason, and it is so true. So at that moment, I realized that everything from that point on had to be surrendered, had to let go of control and let God take the reins. So I'm sharing this with you all because then, as some of you know, I got stuck in Puerto Rico. Like I said, I got my connection ran late. I was on standby for my Puerto Rico flight back home to Florida last night. And although I made the connection time, the fucking plane was full. And even though I was the second one or the third one on the list, they're like, sorry, 10 o'clock last night, guess what? I'm stuck in an airport in Puerto Rico. And I said, okay, God, I'm not supposed to be on that plane. There's a reason. And my girlfriend and I went and found the closest hotel. And the next flight out was 5 o'clock this morning. And we slept, we went to bed at 11 o'clock after we got into the hotel. And we were up at 3 and back at the airport by 3:30 and waiting for our flight. And I made the connection. I was able to get on the plane this morning. My girlfriend, however, got stuck and ended up deciding she wasn't going to come home after all, and she went to see her dude in another state. And it was meant to be that way. Literally, we had served our purpose for that part of our journey together, and we were not meant to come back home together. And I got on that flight for a reason, and she ended up getting on a different flight for another reason. And our paths then separated so we could do our own work. So I just want to I just want to remind you guys, this is about surrendering. This is about letting God take the control and the reins of this whole process for us. So if you're still having trouble surrendering and releasing, reflect on what I'm talking about. Know that we are always at the most divine place, at the most divine time, and that God's got this. So, okay? Now the cards. And I used today the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. And I don't use this deck very often. And I was really called to use it, and I now understand why. And okay, so I'm going to start with the underlying energy. And this is all very, very similar. Oh shit, and okay. So I pulled off the underlying energy, and under that was another card that I need to share with you guys. So it's the wheel. And I know we had the wheel in the reading I did just the other day, before I went away. And the wheel, it talks about things moving forward, okay? I mean, it actually says a time for positive change. A situation finally moves forward. Fortune is on your side. This is what's happening right now. This eclipse, this energy, this new moon, guess what, guys? We are moving. Fast and furious is all they keep saying. Fast and furious, so be ready. Now, under that wheel card was the Lovers, and I had no idea that was there, you guys. Oh, and the wheel is the 10, which is the new beginning, okay? And then the Lovers was underneath it, okay? There you go. There is our intimate relationship. There is our twin relationship. So this is a message that our relationships are moving forward, okay? Now I want to specifically say right now, because they're reminding me to tell you, in the 3D right now, it does not look like that's happening. So many of us look like our relationships are so far away, that our twin is so far removed, but that couldn't be further from the truth. So again, I don't want you to fall for that 3D illusion of thinking that things are so far off that our twins are not coming, because they are. And here's how we know, okay? Here's how we know, not only by the wheel card, But here's what we have for the divine masculine. We have the Knight of Air, okay? And this Knight of Air card talks about truly events that are occurring at great speed. This is motion. This is fast fucking motion. This is the divine masculine on his horse. As if any of you have, for those of you who have watched some of my last videos, I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago maybe, I had talked about the masculine getting on their horses and preparing. And then we saw, just I think it was 2 weeks ago, that the vision that was shown to me was they were on the move. The flags were dropped, the horns were sounded, and they were moving. And this card shows our masculine moving ahead at a huge rate of speed, okay? They are decisive, they are clear, they are tireless. They know what they are moving forward towards, which is their divine feminine. Now, what's beautiful about this, okay, not only is that just amazing and beautiful, and the fact is that he's actually on a unicorn, which I love, and he is just ready. He is looking up. He is ready to go. Our feminine energy, the card for our divine feminine energy, is the King of Air, okay? And what's beautiful about this card to me is, number one, she's not focused on her masculine. That's the message that we have been being given, is do you divine feminine, do your path, follow your heart, follow your energies, build yourself up to be full in your power and who you are. And this is the chance that we are getting as we are riding on this horse. This horse is not moving fast, okay? This is the king, okay? He's not moving fast, but he is objective, and he is strong. And this king really knows with all confidence his truth. His truth. His thoughts are now in check. And this is where the divine feminine is now. We are in check. We can be professional and balanced and still be our feminine self, which is beautiful. And I think we got this card for the masculine in the last reading I did. So there's this beautiful transformation that's taking place, you guys. So the last two cards in this reading, I asked for a message as to what it is that we need to do. Not as the masculine and the feminine separately, but as a whole. What do we need to do to get through this energy? And again, this came out the last time in the last reading, and this is the Strength card. We need to continue to be strong in our knowing, in our truth, and in our worlds with our authentic selves. You know, reach out. This is Archangel Ariel. Reach out to Archangel Ariel if you're having help finding strength, and ask for that strength. It's a time for us to be strong and truly be gentle at the same time. We are taming our beast. Like I think I said that in the last video, right? The Beauty and the Beast video. We are taming our beast. And it is the lion energy. So it's like the ferocious lion. It needs softness. It needs love. It needs forgiveness. It needs compassion. It's time to step into that energy fully and still be strong. And that's a balance that's very hard for some people to make. But it's time to find that balance within ourselves. The next card we got, so we need to keep strong through this energy, okay? But the next card we got is the Four of Air. And this is the Rest card. And so many of us, for the next couple days, are really going to need a lot of rest. Because the intensity of this energy that is around us right now, that is pushing us, that is guiding us, is huge. And we need to rest, not just our physical bodies, but our minds, our emotions, our hearts, our souls. We need to really rest and be peaceful and still and listen to our messages, because it's in rest that we hear our true messages, that we can connect to what God is showing us and we can connect to our signs and our synchronicities and our symbols around us. So that is what's happening. That is what's happening. That's where we're at, you guys. I always want to thank all of you for your love and support. You guys are amazing. You are amazing. And you all deserve so much. Like, I just want to like throw a party for all the twins. And I know that sounds weird. Like, we need to celebrate what we've done and how far we have come. And really feel that in our hearts and in our souls. And acknowledge it. Really acknowledge it, because every single day we are transforming, we are changing, and we are not the same people we were yesterday or a week ago or a year ago, and our twins aren't either. And that's what we need to remember. Do not hold judgment against our twins for things they did in the past. Even the recent past of the last 24 hours at this point means nothing, because every day we are awakening as new and different people. We are continuing to grow and process and heal, and we need to remember that. We need to remember not only for ourselves but for our twins. So I am going to end with that, you guys. I am sending so much love and light, so much gratitude and blessings to you all. Have a wonderful week. Have a great new moon. Manifest, 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 you guys, tonight, okay? Have a great solar eclipse experience, and we'll talk soon. Mwah. I love you guys. Bye-bye.